Alrighty, we should be live.
Yeah.
So, morning everybody. How are we all? Look, first up, sorry this video is slightly fuzzy, not great camera angle. This device this morning decided that it wasn't going to play ball and not send HDMI to our services. So we old school. It's a laptop. Welcome to the world of developer space. Hey, so for those of you who haven't met us before, I'm Kieran McKenzie. I am the add-on evangelist or developer advocate here at MYOB. We've got Damesh, who is our add-on specialist. And we've actually got a new face here, George, who's joining us. And we'll talk through a little bit more of that in a moment. So we've got a bit of a morning to go through here. We're going to cover off some things. We're just going to talk about the latest 2015.1 release, which is going out to the market. We've got Roadshow kicking off next week, which is going to be fantastic. Great way to start the year, get on the road, get to meet a lot of our lovely add-on partners and to meet a number of our great accounting and certified consultant partners on the road. We've got some new team members, and who knows, we might have some other stuff on the way through this conversation. So let's start with, the team. So you'll notice that late last year, we sent out a note saying that Chris was moving on, and we've got some news that Damesh is also going to be moving on from the end of February. So we're going to really miss Damesh. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're heading off to?
Right. It's been an amazing journey with MYOB and specifically with Kevin and the team. Well, I'm heading off to a holiday, so
nice.
So I'm really excited to leave MYOB.
We expect lots of photos, by the way. He's going off overseas somewhere. With lots of photos, Vegas,
honestly, it's been a great journey with going through the add-ons and having that special relationship with our partners. It's been a great experience. So I'm really glad that I was here for I think 10 years. So it's time to move on. So it's a good thing.
So it is a shame to see Damesh moving on. There's a wealth of knowledge inside this lovely crop of hair here, that he's shared with us on the journey, but he's also shared with you. And we've heard from a number of you recently how you'll miss him and how he's been integral in helping you understand how some of the MYOB product works, how our add-ons work, how our API works as well. So we are going to miss him. He is joining us for the Melbourne Roadshow. So for those of you who are coming along, come and see him, say some words there. But otherwise, we will, we'll do something between now and the end of the year, end of the month anyway. Joining us, however, we've got George. So George is coming in to join us as a junior API evangelist. So it's a very different role to what Damesh has had. It's probably actually more some of my role where I was out with you, helping you do the technical side of things, helping with some integrations, writing some code, these sort of things. George is going to be picking up a bunch of those bits and pieces. George, do you want to tell us a little bit about you, where you've come from?
Absolutely. Hi, guys. George here, as Kira said, the new API evangelist. Now, I'm from Monash University, and I did a bunch of lecturing and a lot of freestyle, freelance programming there. And as Kieran has said, I'll be hopefully try to make your lives as painless as possible when it comes to consuming the API. So we'll probably be talking quite a lot, and I'm trying to get as much knowledge from Damesh as I possibly can, and then add a bit of my flair. So I'm really excited to be working with you. And looking forward to it.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So look, over the next little while, bear with us while we are on the road. So the next 2 weeks we'll be on the road. So support will be a little bit more sporadic than it normally is, just because we're out and about. We don't always have internet access all the time. George also is learning a lot. So please be with us as he's picking up those sort of things. I mean, you're a great bunch of people and you are really understanding. We love that. It's one of the things we love about our community. But yeah, just to be with us a little bit while George is coming to speed and we handle this transition. George is on Twitter. We will make sure, I don't think we have before now because we've been panicking about this jolly camera this morning, but let's make sure that George's Twitter account is below the video on the page at some point today, or we'll tweet it from the MYOB API site so you can actually start to follow George on Twitter, and we'll get some activity happening there. So yeah, we're really excited to have George joining the team. So the other big news is that this week, the first release for the year is going out. So it's called 2015.1. It's an account-right product release, and there are some API things in there. So I'm going to unpack one of those. But first, Dharmesh, there's 2 new endpoints that are coming in the API.
That's
Can you talk about what those are?
Yeah, so a lot of add-on providers who basically do reporting and financial reporting rather, they were asking about budgets. We've got budgets, account budgets, and job budgets. So you can do post and get 2 separate endpoints. These will be on the general ledger endpoint. So yeah, so you'll have account budgets and job budgets in the new API release.
Fantastic. So for those of you with eagle eyes, those that, oops, daisies, turn that off. The so far off. So moving on. So those are 2 endpoints. Wow, it's Monday. Oh, no, it's not Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Those 2 endpoints are now documented on the site. There is information up there for you to start pulling that budget information for those. The 2015.1 release is going out to key developers today. So most of you, either late today or early tomorrow, should start getting the update notifications either in product or you'll be able to go to your MYOB login and download the management, download the update from that process. So that's it should be kicking off today. There was an email in this morning about the last build happening right now. So that's exciting. The other one that's coming in there, and this is one that we've been hinting to for a little while, is something we call federated login. You'll know that with MYOB's login process at the moment, when a user connects to your service, the first thing they need to do is that OAuth dance. You jump around saying, hey, does Kieran have access to George's files? Yeah. George would say yes. No dissimilar to what you do with Facebook or Twitter or those sort of OAuth services. With MYOB, however, we've then had a secondary step. Yep. We'd give you a list of the company files, and I would then select a company file and say, yeah, I want to use this particular one. We would ask you for those company file credentials to be able to open that particular one. That's the part that's starting to go away. So federated login allows users here to start connecting their company file credentials to their OAuth or to their MyDot account. What that means for you as developers is actually very little, in the sense that it's going to ultimately streamline that login process. One login, one selection, nice and easy. At the moment, it'll be a manual process while people go through and do the connections of the systems. From a code point of view, really the only change that's going to happen is over time, you'll be able to remove the need to pass the CF token in the header. Yeah. Now, I have got plans to write up a decent blog post about this and change documentation to unpack this a lot more and maybe write some samples on it. But really what it is when a user comes and authenticates, the token, the OAuth token now will carry enough information to say whether you have the ability to read or write to a particular company file. If you don't pass the CF token, we will by default try and use the OAuth token. If the user hasn't yet federated their login, the API will return an error, and then you could ask for the username, password, and pass the CF token. Or what we actually recommend, and this is something we're still working with the communications team, is to have some content somewhere that tells the user how they do federate it. Because ultimately, having these things linked together is going to make everyone's lives easier. And so this is a great step for us. It's a new part of the puzzle. And so look for more documentation about that in the coming weeks. Yeah. The good news is, as we said, 2015 drops tonight for you and for a select set of what we call the partner advisory groups here at MYOB, and it's a staggered rollout. So by the time we get more of the documentation out, it'll be ready for general consumption. Yeah. So that's the exciting part. Federated login is coming, which means effectively a single sign-in process. There's not that double step sort of side of things, which is really exciting. So we're looking forward to getting that out. Yes. Roadshow. Roadshow kicks off on
the 10th, 9th?
The 9th.
Yeah,
the 9th. Yes, Monday. Yeah. And you'll get up real early. Welcome to joining the API team. It'll be great. Look, so we will be down in the Crown Promenade in Melbourne on the 9th with, I think, 30 of our add-on partners. 30?
35.
35. Fantastic. Hey, listen, so one of the things that happened this year was we were so inundated with people wanting to exhibit at our different events. We love the fact that the exhibitions are a great opportunity for you to connect with that wider accounting group and to educate them on your add-ons. It's fantastic. We're really sorry that we could not make room for everybody, and we're really sorry that we had to be really tight around the deadlines for expression of interest and responses. So we're really sorry if we didn't get that through to you. On the flip side, we have, in the email that alerted you to this video, it said, hey, here's the expression of interest for the next one, which is coming in August. Yep. We don't have all the dates nailed down quite right just yet, but we do have some rough venues and things and all of that information. And below this video, there is, or will be, the link for that as well. Get in now and tell us that you want to be there. Now, we're not going to hold you to anything. We're not going to say, you know, you have to be here at this sort of time or pay any money. Just tell us that you want to be there with a fairly strong indication. We'll use that with the events team to say, hey, we need to actually go from, you know, 35 to 50 booths or whatever it might be. At the same time, you know, we've heard feedback from the market as well that having too many there is also counterintuitive to having enough. So we work through all of that sort of stuff. Get in now for August. We will be more proactive with this one of trying to get people locked and loaded. So if you haven't already, go and express interest for the August events. Don't forget they are 2-day events. One will be in Australia, one will be in NZ. They are different to these road shows, which are effectively a half-day or a 3/4-day event. So very different, but get in there now for those. Those will be fantastic. Yeah. So Monday kicks off in Melbourne. And then the roadshow itself actually goes to Perth and Adelaide. We are then in Sydney on Thursday. Yep. And then we are Brisbane the following Monday and Auckland the Monday after that. And yeah, we have approximately about 35 or more add-on partners across all of those. I think the smallest is Auckland with about 17, but even 17 for Auckland is absolutely fantastic. We're stoked about that, and we're really great to see you guys coming on with that. The other thing is, if you are in Sydney, Tuesday the 10th and 11th, Paul and myself are presenting at a conference series called API Days. You do a Google search for Sydney API Days, you'll see that there. We're going to be telling some of the story around our journey, what we've been on, to an international audience. The other great thing is, you know, in this space, there's not a lot of conferences that gets incredible caliber to this place. And we're talking guys like Ken Lane. Ken Lane is pretty much the API evangelist in the world. He is or was a consultant to Obama's team in the presidential team around open data and data sets. So he's coming down to speak. We've got Mike Munston. He's, again, one of the top API educators around the world, travels around the world. He's coming down. John Sheehan from RunScope is coming down, and you've heard us talk about RunScope tons. We love that from a debugging point of view. Some really phenomenal speakers coming down to speak. Kind of scary that Paul and I are sharing the stage with these great guys, but we are, and that's part of the reflection of the journey we've been on as well. So if you are in Sydney, come along to that. It'll be a great couple of days opportunity there too. So look, it's going to be a really busy next 2 weeks. We're really looking forward to those sort of bits and pieces. Got a new team coming on board and activity there. Following on from that, we're looking at some really exciting stuff this year. My role is changing slightly with the new dynamics of the team changing. We've got slightly different reporting lines here at MYOB as well. One of the great things is that, and you'll see I'm sort of I'm still an API fanboy, but I do wear a bit of a jacket sometimes. I get out and about a bit more now and go and see accounting practices. I spend a lot more time with them, educating them around the value and the power of add-ons, where they fit in the market, how they help their clients and how they help them. And we're seeing a real tangible benefit and difference where we actually get out and educate that sector on what add-ons are and where they go. So we're looking at how we get you more involved in those processes this year, creating more opportunities outside of the roadshow and the Partner Connect events for you to exhibit, showcase, and that sort of thing. One of the things we will kick off with, George, on that note is, again, looking at how we have content about you on our website. We really want to start looking at this year around this product for this type of customer. We really want to start making it easy for people to make selections around which add-ons fit their clients and their customers. So look for us in the first half of the year to start questioning about how we're currently showing and displaying content about you, and looking for new ways to do that and different ways of doing it. Look for the occasional opportunity to be involved, or you may get an email from me saying, hey, look, I'm just putting some data together. I'm going to be presenting to this group. Are you interested in being involved? Do you have an offer or a discount or something like that? That's not always the case. We don't always ask you for those things, but there is opportunity to be involved in more of those things. So we're looking forward to a fantastic year. We've got tons of new content, tons of new things happening, as well as the roadshows and partner connects and bits and pieces.
Like I would actually advise you guys to take advantage of the opportunity when you meet me at the roadshows, because I'm sure we'll meet each other. I'll definitely need to get as much information about your product as possible, so that when we bring out the newsletters and, as Kieran said, the documentation on the website, how we represent you, you will have a lot of input into that. So yeah, take advantage of the opportunity, guys.
Use George as a great way to say, this product fits this customer. So he has that light bulb moment, goes, aha, I know when to recommend this. Yeah. Alrighty. Any final words, Dharmesh? This will probably be the last video that you're on.
It is. No, just goodbye and thank you very much.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you for everything you've given to us and for the team and to the community out there listening. From all of us here, we'll see you on the roadshow, or we'll see you around the traps, or we'll see you on Twitter. Have a fantastic 2015. Don't hesitate to sing out and ask us questions. We're really looking forward to this journey this year. Cool.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
See you guys.